Hello everybody, this is Ragtag Gaming, and today I'm going to be debunking Alice's Restaurant. That is a song from 1967, and if you want to check out my last video, that was Stories Part 1, which was my personal injuries. And before I start debunking Alice's Restaurant, I do want to say this is all just speculation, so anything I say may or may not be true. So, anyways, Alice's Restaurant is an 18-minute song, and it's about Thanksgiving, I guess. Partially, I guess you could say. And anyways, so it's an 18-minute song, and I don't want to bore you to death and have it play through, so I'll just have a link in the description if you want to listen to that song. I recommend it. It's pretty funny. It's worth the time, I think. So anyways, for those that don't have the time to listen to it, I've cut down the story to the important parts, and I'm gonna read this story. So this is how it goes. It all started 2 Thanksgivings ago. Alice lived in an old church with her husband Ray and Fascia the dog. And the downstairs of the church was filled with garbage. So Arlo and the gang, Arlo's the singer, figured it would be nice of them to clean it out for her and bring it to the dump. So they put the garbage in the back of a Volkswagen microbus, which is like those hippie buses you see, you know, in the 70s and 60s and all of that. And so they get to the dump and see that it's closed on Thanksgiving, so they go to a 15-foot cliff and dump it off the cliff. And then they go back to Alice, and they eat Thanksgiving's dinner. And then the next morning, Arlo got a call from Officer Obi saying that he found an envelope with his name on it in the garbage. So Arlo confessed that he did put the garbage there, and that when they arrived to pick it up, there was cops, helicopters, detectives, police dogs, and all of this other stuff, and they're all taking pictures and casting footprints and all of this and whatnot, and then so they pick up the garbage, then they get hauled off to jail. And they're in jail, and then Alice bails them out. And then they had a second Thanksgiving dinner, apparently. And then they go to court, you know, the next couple days after. And for some reason, I believe this is part of the meaning to the song, but obviously there are no blind judges. But anyways, this judge is blind. And he wasn't able to see the pictures that they took or any evidence that they took. So so they pretty much got off scot-free and only got fined $50. And then for some reason the story oddly transitions to the draft and how he was signing up for the military. And then he went to the military shrink where he and the shrink started yelling things like, "I want to eat dead bodies," and "I want to kill," and all these nasty things like that. And then the shrink said he was good. He was good to go to the next stage or whatever. So he goes back to the desk, and then they ask if he's ever committed a crime. Then he says the Alice's garbage story and whatnot, and then they tell him to go sit in group W, I believe it's called, and I'm guessing that's where everybody that's signing up has done a crime. So anyways, he goes and sits there, and then the people you sit next to are like, as he says in the song, are father rapers, mother rapers, and all these other gruesome convicts. And then he proceeds to say that the only reason he's saying this story is because the audience may relate or know someone who has had a similar experience for some reason. And that's pretty much the whole song in just a couple minutes. and it's it's not so much about Thanksgiving as this is the Thanksgiving special, but this is the closest song I could find to Thanksgiving. But anyways, let's get down to it. For the Thanksgiving meaning, I don't really see any meaning to it. Like, obviously, I don't see anything like, oh, be thankful for people that take out your garbage or anything like that. But I think that's up for the audience to decide. But for me, I don't think there's that much Thanksgiving meaning. And don't hold me on that. That's just my pure opinion. And but now this is what I really think it gets down to, is Vietnam, because at this time they were making a lot of songs like oh geez, I can't even think of any that comes to mind, but like Creedence Clearwater Revival were making protesting Vietnam using songs, and in Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, that one song that always comes on, that's a anti-Vietnam song, or a song about Vietnam. Anyways, I think this is actually a song that's protesting Vietnam. So, and my reasons being because when he goes to, because they have the draft or whatever, and then, so that's that, and then he goes to the shrink or whatever, and when he says like kill and eat burnt dead bodies and all this other stuff, and he wants to eat veins and and stuff like that, I think he's talking about maybe he's talking about how the soldiers are just killers, and like when people came back from Vietnam, how they were treated like shit really, and they were just baby killers, and because people would hear stories that they would throw babies in the air and spear them with their bayonets and stuff like that, and obviously none of that was true. So I think he thinks that all those soldiers are bad, like everyone else thinks, and they're just killers and all that stuff. And whew, what else? Oh yeah, that's right. When he talks about the blind judge, I think he's talking about, he is saying that America has a blind justice system and whatnot, and um, I think that's pretty much it. I don't really see anything else that has any different meaning, but that's what I think it's about, is it's a Vietnam protest song. So, yeah, this has been my Thanksgiving special, and if you liked the video, then please consider to subscribe, and I do have a Facebook page at Ragtag Gaming. Please drop a like or look at the page, and this has been Ragtag Gaming, entertaining anyone who watches.